they're gonna run them off. They running them out of town. They sick of it.
That or the entertainment groups, the drill rappers.
You have drill down here.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was a Chicago thing.
No, man, it's down here too, man. And the thing about it is, we like to run them out of town. Like, there's a couple of them that they know they can't live here anymore. There was a particular song. What's Vanessa Carlton? Yes. What's the name of that song? It's real catchy. Everybody likes it. Yeah, 1,000 Miles. They sampled her song, and then they made a song, a rap to it, and they were talking about people that had actually been killed in Jacksonville. About 5 or 6 of them, right? They named in that song.
They did name them. Yes.
But that's what drill rap is. It's nonsense, but it's impactful because they're talking about people that have actually been killed. And those people have parents, they have mothers, they have fathers, they have brothers and sisters that feel the effects of what's going on. And they think it's a joke. Now, the young men that we go to visit are young men that are either involved in gangs or have names that popped up several different times about violence in our community, and they're not wanted. Which is, if they were wanted, we visit them another way. But we'll visit them today. It's non-confrontational. Usually we have a packet with pictures of them, you know, whether they be on social media holding an AK, holding 223s, and Dracos, whatever it is they're carrying. And we'll let them know, listen, we know what you're up to. You're not wanted right now, so you have an opportunity. And the opportunity is you quit. And if you don't want to quit, we're going to make you quit because we're going to put you in prison. Pastor Scott Garland, he'll talk to them with some of our community partners. Sometimes he prays with them if they want prayer. And then we wait, see what their decision is.
So this is what you mean by proactive policing?
Mm-hmm. Part of it. The other part is what they do. A lot of stuff that they do is they follow these guys on Instagram Live. They understand what's going on. They hear about things that are going on. Then we interdict them before they get a chance to go do bad stuff.
You guys didn't think in what your 40s that you'd be Instagramming so much?
No, we leave that to the young people. We know what they do.
All they do is go through social media posts, and they document your gang association, your gang ties. So that's an enhancement. And then for you guys who don't really study the laws in your state, in some of these states, they have labeled these gangs organized crime or terrorist organizations. And if you fall under any of those, anything you do under this enhancement will give you a RICO or a CCE, continuing criminal enterprise. And to be honest, most of you guys probably ain't made but a few thousands because you're young, you run around, you're doing stupid shit, you're spending your money on stuff that doesn't really have any significance. You're not buying like acres of land or big buildings or any type of major corporations. You're just running around buying bullshit. But they will document you as being part of a criminal organization, and they will send your ass away for either 1 or 2 or 3 decades. And when you get out, your likeliness of producing any offspring will be very, very limited. So that way they can wipe out a whole generation of little mini-me's. And this is their way of also doing, I believe, ghetto population control. Because they know they don't want dudes like that running around reproducing anyway. But they do to a degree, because without you guys, there would be no jail system. There would be no prison system. So to a degree, on one side, you got people trying to help you guys. Like he said, they got pastors that try to work with some of the youth. But on the other side, you got the entertainment industry who is pushing you to be as dumb and ignorant as you possibly can, so that you will continue to commit crimes because they got investments in these private prisons and they need them filled up. That's the only way they make money, is if those prisons are full. They got to have a full house when they have that 4 o'clock standing count across the country. It's so disgusting, man, when you think about like what a lot of these young men's ancestors stood for and the racism they had to overcome, your great grandparents, And yet today, you guys have the nerve to talk about racism and discrimination, but you guys are knocking each other off like it's no big deal. So you sit around and you talk about like how these certain, you're getting unfairly labeled or discriminated against, but then you have nobody calling you on your bullshit. And to you parents out there, a lot of you parents, I mean, mothers, I know they're doing the some of them the best job they can, given that they have multiple children by multiple men and they're working. But you men out there, man, step your game up, man. I know sometimes you say the baby mom that will let you, communicate with the kids, but you're gonna have to make an effort unless you want to see your son go through a cycle that is just it's a path to nowhere, man. Even if you haven't been in trouble, do you want to see your kid get in trouble and go down that path, get trapped in that rabbit hole? That's one of the reasons why I do the other channel, Fresh Out, so I can have OGs on there talking about real shit. And it's not like I'm trying to scare you guys into anything, because you're going to do what you want to do. Scaring, intimidating you, scare scrape stuff, that shit is played out. All I'm doing is like trying to lace you up on other opportunities and to find something that you can channel your passion into so that you can realize that earlier than later, because you're going to get to prison and find out maybe you were a great guitar player, or maybe you were a great drum player, or you're a great artist, or you're a good cook, or you know how to, alter clothing, because you get in there and you'll be so bored, you start doing some crazy shit and you realize like you have some major skills, but you're in prison. And anything you come up with in prison, the prison owns. It's their property. You might be able to do some music and hold on to it for when you get out, but I'm talking about all the beautiful things you could be creating. You're you're a ward of the state, man. And so your ability to monetize that skill set is very limited. So before you become a ward of the state, wake the F up, man, and capitalize on that shit while you're free. I know, there's easy to make a bunch of excuses, but there's a lot of other things, man. You're gonna have to break away from a lot of these cats that you're running around with. And you young men, I know you like to run in packs, but you just gotta have to learn how to be solo, man, and reach out to find somebody that can hopefully put you under their wing. If you have to go join martial arts or play a sport, even if you're not that good, but it gives you an activity, you guys got to get into some other activities besides the streets. And I'm talking from experience, man. If I would have kept my ass in the more activities, man, I remember when I quit football in Sacramento, and my basically my main focus became selling drugs. And there were people who didn't sell drugs, but putting myself around a certain group of people and certain conversation, and there were dudes who were older than me who could have told me something and maybe checked me, man, and saved me, but I didn't have that OG, man, that told me the right thing. So I'm trying to tell you guys, because I want to save your life, man.
Never settle for average. Go to BigHerc916.com.
916, and I would like to introduce you to Little Herc's Big Lessons. My wife and I decided to come out with a children's book series that encourages young children to be strong, to make good choices, and also teach valuable lessons. Lesson 2, Speak with Strength. At school, Little Herc's classmate Maria looked upset. The bigger kids were teasing her about her artwork. "Hey," Little Herc said, stepping forward, "Maria's art is awesome. Let's show some respect." The bigger kids shuffled their feet and walked away. Maria smiled at Little Herc. "Thanks, Herc. You're always brave enough to stand up for what's right." Little Herc felt proud. Speaking up is what strong people do. You can pick up the book, link in the description, share it with your kids, and teach them valuable lessons.